In a bright town filled with colorful houses, there lived a girl named Alana. The sun often shone in this town, and the trees swayed gently in the breeze. Alana lived in a small house with her family. They had a cozy kitchen where they often shared meals and laughter. But Alana's life was not as perfect as it seemed. Each day began early for her. She woke up to the sound of her alarm, and the day started like a race. In the kitchen, she prepared breakfast for her family. She greeted them cheerfully. They smiled back, and she felt happy for a moment. After breakfast, Alana hurried to get ready for school. She chose her best clothes and made sure her hair looked nice. She liked to look good, but deep inside, she felt the pressure. At school, her friends smiled and complimented her. They said she was smart and talented, and she responded with a smile. However, when she sat alone in class, the doubts started creeping in. Was she really as good as everyone thought? Did they see her struggles beneath her happy face? Alana often found herself scrolling through her phone during lunch. She looked at pictures of her friends and other people. Their lives seemed perfect. They laughed, traveled, and shared wonderful moments online. Alana wanted to be like them. She wanted the likes and hearts for her posts. But this need for approval made her feel tired. She began to check her phone every few minutes. Was someone commenting on her picture? Did people like what she had to say? Each ping from her phone felt important, but it also added weight to her heart. At home, after her school day was over, Alana prepared for her homework. She sat at her desk with books open before her. However, her mind often drifted to her social media accounts. Instead of studying, she checked her posts again, looking for new likes or comments. The happiness she felt when getting a like was short. Soon, she would feel empty again. The more she searched for validation online, the more lost she felt in herself. Hidden behind her bright phone screen was a layer of sadness that no one could see. Alana did her best to keep up with her friends and schoolwork. She wore a brave face, hoping no one would notice her worries. In front of others, she looked confident. But at night, when she lay in bed, she felt lonely. She thought about her worries and how tired she felt trying to be perfect. Why can't I enjoy life like everyone else? She often asked herself. The noise of her thoughts grew louder as she scrolled through endless pictures before going to sleep. In those quiet moments, the truth hit her. She wanted to feel free of this pressure. Alana wanted to be happy for herself, not for likes or comments. The weight of the daily race was becoming too heavy to bear. As the sun rose each day, she was again caught in the cycle of trying to be perfect, feeling the pull of her emotional struggles hidden beneath the surface. This was the real Alana, successful on the outside but truly yearning for peace within. One rainy afternoon, Alana felt the weight of everything pressing down on her. At school, the teachers had given her a tough project. They expected her to present her ideas in front of the class. This made her very nervous. Just thinking about it made her stomach twist in knots. She wanted to impress her friends and teachers, but the thought filled her with fear. What if she messed up? This fear was not new to Alana. For a long time, she had felt this way. However, this time it was worse. While sitting in her room that evening, she started to cry. Her heart felt heavy. Alana thought about the perfect image she tried to show her friends. But now, everything felt too hard. Each minute passed slowly. Whenever she checked her phone for support, there were no new likes for her last post. The silence from her phone made her feel even more alone. No one could see how much she struggled. She couldn't keep pretending she was okay anymore. That night, Alana made a decision. She felt a spark of hope inside her. Instead of hiding her feelings, she would open up. She talked to her older brother, Jake, who had always understood her. Sitting together in their cozy living room, Alana shared her worries and fears. She told him how much stress she felt about everyday life. Jake listened quietly, nodding as she spoke. Alana, it's okay to feel this way. You don't have to be perfect, he said gently. His words felt like a warm hug. They provided comfort during her darkest moment. Jake encouraged her to talk to someone who could really help. He suggested a teacher at school who had experience with emotions and stress. Alana considered this advice. While she felt nervous about it, she also felt a bit of excitement. Helping herself was a new idea, but it felt right. The next day, Alana took a deep breath before school. She approached her teacher, Mrs. Green, who always seemed warm and kind. As Alana talked about her feelings of worry and sadness, Mrs. Green listened patiently. Her smile brought Alana comfort. "Everyone experiences stress," Mrs. Green said softly. "It's important to care for your mind. Let's work together to find some tools to help you." This conversation was a turning point for Alana. It opened the door to understanding herself better. Together, they developed a plan. They talked about writing down feelings and using deep breathing exercises. Alana learned how important it was to take breaks and ask for help. Sometimes, resting for a moment could help clear her mind from worry. As days passed, Alana felt that satisfaction starting to grow. She placed her trust in these new ideas and began using them daily. Each time she drew a picture of her thoughts or practiced her deep breathing, she felt lighter. Her heart was slowly healing, and Alana realized she did not have to rely only on others for comfort. She could learn how to support herself. Through this journey of finding peace, Alana began to feel more confident. She thought about her lessons and knew they would help her cope with stress. Every small victory mattered. As Alana continued this path, she felt in control of her feelings, ready to face each day with a hopeful smile. With the support of her family and teachers, she was ready to embrace a better version of herself. After talking with Mrs. Green, Alana felt a glimmer of hope. However, this new path was not easy. The day after their meeting, Alana walked into school feeling nervous. Even though she wanted to try new things, fear crept back into her heart. Would she really be able to change? The thought made her breath quicken, and her stomach twisted. In her first therapy session, Alana sat in a small room. It was calm and quiet, with soft lighting. The therapist, Ms. Thompson, smiled kindly at her. "Alana, I'm here to help you. Let's talk about what you are feeling," she said gently. Alana struggled to express herself. "I feel lost, but I don't know why," she admitted slowly. Tears began to fill her eyes as the words spilled out of her. The weight of her emotions felt heavy. She didn't understand why it was so hard to be happy. Ms. Thompson listened carefully as Alana shared her thoughts. They discussed the pressure of school and social media. Each word brought a bit of relief. Alana began to understand that feeling anxious was okay. She nodded as Ms. Thompson spoke. "It is good to recognize your feelings," she encouraged. However, after their talk, Alana felt confused. She wanted to change but didn't know how to begin. After the session, Alana sat in the school courtyard. The other students laughed and chatted, but she felt separate from them. She felt alone again, even with others around. Her heart felt heavy again. All the thoughts she tried to put aside came back. "Do I really want to deal with this?" she wondered. But deep down, she knew she had to try. She needed to find a way to cope and feel stronger. Alana decided to explore self-care. She remembered Ms. Thompson spoke about mindfulness and meditation. One evening, after homework, she found a quiet corner in her room and sat on the floor. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and tried to calm her racing thoughts. It was hard at first. Her mind wandered back to worries and fears. "Breathe in," she told herself. "Breathe out." After a few minutes, she felt some peace. Inspired, Alana also developed a daily routine. She set aside time to walk around her neighborhood in the morning. The fresh air filled her lungs, and she noticed the beauty of flowers blooming. The peaceful world around her helped to lift her mood. Each step used to feel heavy, but now she felt lighter with every breath. During these walks, she began to think positively about herself. Over the weeks, Alana attended weekly therapy sessions. Each visit felt like peeling back layers of an onion. Some truths were uncomfortable, but they helped her grow. She realized she had put much pressure on herself to be perfect. The more she talked, the easier it became to understand herself. She started to share her real feelings with her friends too. Alana opened up to them about her struggles. They responded with warmth and support, sharing their own stories of anxiety and fear. With every step she took, Alana felt surrounded by kindness. She began to see that her journey to healing would not happen overnight. Yet with each small success she felt empowered. The fog of confusion lessened, replaced by a spark of hope. She started to believe that she could find balance and joy in her life once more. As days turned into weeks, Alana grew more determined to manage her feelings better. After learning from Ms. Thompson, she decided to try journaling. Writing seemed like a perfect way to explore her mind and emotions. One quiet afternoon, Alana sat at her desk with a new notebook in front of her. She picked up her colored pen and took a deep breath. "What should I write?" she thought. Alana stared at the blank page, feeling overwhelmed. Thoughts of doubt began to creep in. "What if I can't express myself?" she wondered. She remembered how Ms. Thompson encouraged her to let things out. She closed her eyes for a moment, took a deep breath, and began to write. At first, the words tumbled out slowly, but soon, she began to find her voice. She wrote about her experiences at school, her worries, and the joy she felt during her walks. However, the joy of writing did not last long. Some days, Alana struggled to find her feelings. The words felt stuck inside her head like a thick fog. She felt frustrated when the pages remained empty. "Am I really making progress?" she questioned herself. Each time she looked at the blank page, doubts circled her mind. She wished she could just feel better overnight, but she knew it was not that simple. Alana kept pushing herself to journal, but at times, the hard parts came back. Emotions would rush in like a storm. One evening, after a long day, she felt sad and confused again. Thoughts of self-doubt filled her mind. She dropped her pen and cried. The tears felt heavy, and she thought that maybe she would never change. "Why can't I control my emotions?" she asked herself. In that moment of despair, Alana remembered that everyone had ups and downs. She began to understand that emotional intelligence was a journey and not a clear path. With tears still on her cheeks, she decided to take a step back. "I need help," she whispered. Alana told herself to give it time. Learning to manage emotions would take effort and practice, and that was okay. The next day, she went back to therapy eager to share her struggles with Ms. Thompson. "I feel stuck," she said, her voice shaky. "Some days are really hard." Ms. Thompson listened and then nodded. "It's normal to feel that way. Remember, learning is not a straight line. You have to be patient with yourself." With Ms. Thompson's support, Alana learned different techniques to help her feelings. They talked about mindfulness practices more deeply. One calm afternoon, Ms. Thompson guided Alana through a simple mindfulness exercise. "Focus on your breath," she said softly. "Feel the air enter and leave your body." For Alana, this was new but beautiful. It allowed her to feel calm, even if just for a moment. After trying the exercise, she noticed small changes inside her. Although it was still hard to keep up, Alana truly wanted to learn. Some nights, she would close her eyes and practice focusing on her breath. Other nights, she would write in her journal, even when the words felt hard to find. Through these experiences, Alana was learning a vital lesson. Emotional growth requires patience and kindness toward oneself. Even if one moment felt heavy, there were brighter days ahead. Alana began to feel a renewed sense of purpose. She understood that by facing her challenges, she was getting stronger. With every small step and every new technique she tried, Alana was becoming better at navigating her emotional world. The journey was growing clearer, and she felt ready to embrace it, one day at a time. As time passed, Alana continued to work on her emotional growth. However, one day, everything changed. It started with a new challenge at school. The teachers announced a talent show. Each student had to perform in front of the entire school. Alana's heart sank as she listened. The thought of standing on stage felt unbearable. The fear of being judged filled her mind, and memories of past failures rushed back. She remembered moments of embarrassment, and the feeling of not being good enough. "I can't do this," she said under her breath. The pressure of the event felt like a heavy weight on her shoulders. She thought about ducking out and not even trying. Her friends seemed excited and ready to shine, but for Alana, this moment stirred chaos within her heart. She thought about her parents cheering, her friends supporting her, and yet all she felt was fear. For a few nights she tossed and turned in bed. She thought about her past and how many times she struggled to feel enough. The question loomed over her. What will people think of me if I fail? It felt even harder to push these thoughts aside after all her work in therapy and her practices of mindfulness. In those silent moments, negative self-perception roared like an angry storm in her mind. No amount of journaling or mindfulness seemed strong enough to help. With each passing day, the talent show drew closer, causing more tension within her. Everyone around her was excited, yet Alana felt trapped. She found herself standing at a crossroads. On one side was the path of fear and old habits. She could ignore her feelings and hide away, avoiding discomfort and vulnerability. But deep inside, another part of her urged her to take the leap. This was the time to confront her past and take control of her life. While at school, Alana confided in her friend Ella about her worries. I want to perform, but I feel so scared, she admitted, her voice trembling. Ella listened, her face showing understanding. Alana, everyone feels scared sometimes. This could be a chance for you to show what you can do. You've trained hard. Believe in yourself. Those words hung strongly in Alana's heart. The next night, Alana held her journal tightly in her hands. She opened to a fresh page and began writing. Today I am scared, she wrote. But I also want to try. Maybe I can show my true self. With every word, she poured out her feelings. This action felt like a giant step, releasing a weight she had carried for too long. Alana remembered something Ms. Thompson said in their sessions. You are not your fears. You are stronger than you think, she thought. It echoed in her mind. Suddenly, something shifted deep inside her. Alana stood up from her chair and looked in the mirror. For the first time, she focused on her own reflection with a sense of possibility. I can do this, she said out loud. It was time to confront her fears. There was still uncertainty, but the desire for growth sparkled brightly. The choice lay before her: remain hidden in doubts or step toward healing by embracing this challenge. Alana took a deep breath, feeling a surge of strength. She was ready to face this fear, ready to stand on that stage and share her heart. Embracing the unknown was powerful. In that moment, Alana realized that growth comes from courage, and she would not run away any longer. The day of the talent show arrived quickly. Alana woke up with a tight feeling in her stomach. Though she felt the flutter of excitement, fear pushed hard against her heart. She had prepared, practiced, and even shared her feelings. But standing in front of an audience remained a strong fear. As she put on her costume, she thought about the journey she had taken. It was time to face the challenge. When she arrived at school, her friends cheered her on. They felt excited for her performance. But inside, Alana felt a storm of emotions. The bright lights of the stage seemed like a wall, and she wished for a way to hide. She took a deep breath, reminding herself of the tools she had learned. Today was different. She would try to manage her feelings. As she waited backstage, her leg bounced with nerves. She closed her eyes and focused on her breath, just as Ms. Thompson had taught her. Breathe in and feel calm, Alana whispered to herself. She took several deep breaths, slowly feeling her body relax. The anxiety still swirled inside her, but she wanted to push onward. I can do this, she thought, drawing strength from her earlier resolve. However, just before it was her turn to go on stage, something unexpected happened. As Alana gathered her courage, another student, Mark, ran up to her. He looked worried and confused. Alana, I don't know if I'm ready for this, he blurted out. His hands shook as he spoke, and Alana could see fear in his eyes. For a moment, she felt the wave of her own anxiety rise again. Still, something inside her urged her to help him. Alana took a breath and reminded herself to practice empathy. Mark, it's okay to feel scared, she said softly. We all feel this way sometimes. She looked into his eyes, trying to express understanding. You've worked hard. You can do it, she encouraged him gently, hoping her words would ease his tension. Mark nodded, but the worry didn't leave his face. With her own anxiety swirling, Alana knew she needed to stay calm and help him find his confidence. Let's focus on our breaths together. We can do this as a team, she suggested. They began to breathe in and out together, slowing down their racing hearts. It felt nice to share that calm with someone else. When Alana noticed the timer counted down to her name being called, she felt the pressure tighten again. However, instead of panicking, she chose to express her needs assertively. Mark, I need to focus now, too. Let's talk more after the show, okay? She said firmly yet kindly. Recognizing her own need for space, she took a step back. As she moved closer to the stage, every muscle in her body yelled at her to run away. Yet Alana held on to her breath and her thoughts. The spotlight turned on her as she stepped up, and cheers erupted from her friends. In that moment, all her past moments of doubt faded away. This stage was not just about performing but about finding her voice. Taking another deep breath, she smiled, pushing away the storm of worries. This is my moment, she told herself. No matter the outcome, Alana refused to fall back into negativity. The challenge of facing her fears propelled her forward, ready for the performance. In that moment, she recognized that emotional growth meant confronting both her and others' feelings. Together, they could rise above. As Alana took her place on the stage, her heart raced. The bright lights blinded her for a moment, but she quickly remembered her breathing exercises. She took a deep breath and looked out at the audience. She could see her friends cheering for her, their smiles giving her strength. In that moment, she understood how far she had come. This was not just a performance. It was a chance to show her new self. With the spotlight on her, Alana began to talk. Instead of being stuck in fear, she focused on sharing her story. She spoke about her struggles with anxiety and how she had learned to embrace her feelings. I used to hide, she said honestly. But now I know it is okay to be scared. We can all feel this way. As she spoke, a wave of calm washed over her. The words flowed easily, powered by the truths she shared. In the crowd, she noticed Mark watching intently. He was listening, not just as a friend, but also as someone who needed to hear her message. Alana knew that many in the audience faced similar fears, and she felt a connection with them. The power of vulnerability filled the room. Instead of focusing on impressing everyone, she focused on being herself. As she continued her speech, Alana observed the gasp and smiles from the audience. It was clear they were with her on this journey. She discussed the importance of self-compassion and patience. We can be kind to ourselves while we learn and grow, she explained. Those words were as much a reminder for her as they were for everyone else. From deep within, a sense of joy started to blossom. This moment marked a turning point. Alana could feel changes rising inside her, sparked by her newfound emotional intelligence. She saw how managing her emotions was helping her handle challenges. This situation would have made her anxious and angry before. But now, being honest and open changed everything. With her voice steady, Alana began to finish her speech. She thanked her friends and family for their support. I hope that we can all find strength together. We are not alone in our feelings, she said, smiling wider as she looked around. As the final words left her lips, the audience erupted in applause. Each clap felt like a warm hug surrounding her heart. It was amazing to see that they responded so positively. After her speech, Mark approached her with tears in his eyes. That was beautiful, Alana, he said, grinning. You really helped me feel better. Thank you for being brave. In that moment, she realized that her experience impacted someone else. It filled her heart with joy to see how sharing her journey could uplift others. Alana stepped off the stage, beaming from ear to ear. The fear that had once imprisoned her was now broken. She had shown the world her true self, and it felt amazing. It proved that emotional intelligence helps her. Every breath, every word, and every feeling formed a part of her growth. In this shining moment, Alana understood that facing her fears opened a door to new experiences. She no longer felt the aches of insecurity tugging at her shoulder. Instead, she felt light and free. The memories of struggle still existed but now served as a reminder of her growth. Through this journey, Alana learned that emotional intelligence was not just a concept but a path to understanding herself and others. This turning point marked the beginning of a bright future. Following action, after the talent show, Alana felt a wave of joy wash over her. The applause of the audience still echoed in her mind, filling her with warmth. As days passed, she realized that the moment on stage was just the beginning of a new journey. Determined to keep moving forward, Alana made a promise to herself. She would actively apply the techniques she had learned in therapy to improve her emotional well-being. The first step was her daily practice of mindfulness. Each morning, Alana set aside time to sit quietly in her room. She closed her eyes and focused on her breath, just as Ms. Thompson had shown her. At first, minutes felt long, but soon, these moments became a source of joy. She began to notice her thoughts without judgment. Whenever worries crept in, she reminded herself to breathe and let them flow away like leaves in the breeze. Journaling also became a cherished part of Alana's routine. Each night she wrote her thoughts down, pouring her heart onto the pages. Instead of worrying about imperfections, she celebrated every small success, no matter how tiny it seemed. "Today I walked my dog," she wrote one evening. "I took time to breathe and relax." Each entry rang with positivity, reminding her of the progress she was making. The simple act of writing helped to rebuild her self-worth. As Alana worked hard to apply these techniques, she felt her confidence grow. She started to notice changes in herself. When her classmates discussed social media, she felt less anxious. Instead of checking her phone all the time, she spent more time outdoors. Each walk in the park lifted her spirits, refreshing her mind. The pressure to constantly seek online approval faded. It was freeing to step away, and she enjoyed the beauty of the world around her. Alana also learned the importance of setting emotional boundaries. After directly experiencing the power of sharing her feelings, she began to address her needs with her friends. If she felt overwhelmed, she would say so instead of keeping quiet. "I need some time for myself today," she told Ella one afternoon. To her surprise, her friends understood and supported her. Setting these boundaries became powerful for Alana. She realized that prioritizing her own needs helped her preserve her energy for the things and people that mattered most. With every small victory, Alana's spirit soared higher. She approached her therapy sessions with a sense of purpose. Each week, she continued to explore deeper feelings, facing parts of herself that needed healing. "I feel proud of my journey," she shared with Ms. Thompson one day. "I know it's okay to keep learning." Hearing these words made her realize that change was no longer a distant dream, it was unfolding right before her. Despite the challenges of everyday life, Alana felt equipped to handle her emotions more effectively. She came to understand that healing took time and effort, but she was ready to invest in herself. The world around her seemed brighter, colors more vivid, and feelings more authentic. The life lessons she learned made a significant impact. Alana had discovered her power to transform her mindset and embrace her journey. With a renewed sense of hope, she moved forward confidently, ready to face whatever came her way. The struggles that once held her back were now stepping stones for growth, and she was excited to continue learning more about herself. As weeks turned into months, Alana's journey of transformation continued to unfold in beautiful ways. She committed to attending therapy regularly, which became a safe space for her to explore her feelings. Each session brought new insights, layers of understanding peeling away like the skin of an onion. With Ms. Thompson's guidance, Alana confronted her fears and began to build a deeper connection with herself. The therapy sessions also helped her develop her emotional boundaries further. Alana learned that saying no was not a sign of weakness, it was a way of caring for herself. She started to recognize situations where she felt overwhelmed or pressured by others. Instead of pushing through to please friends, she began to voice her needs confidently. "I need some time to recharge," she told Ella one evening when they chatted about weekend plans. Ella understood, and this support reinforced Alana's sense of self-worth. Alana's newfound ability to express herself manifested into other parts of her life, too. She would often sit at her desk, reflecting on her day in her journal. Each night, she wrote about her feelings, no longer fearing judgment. When she made a mistake or faced a challenge, she recognized it as part of the journey rather than a failure. I didn't do great on that test, but I can study harder next time, she wrote one evening. These small but impactful moments reinforced her growing self-esteem. Journaling, combined with mindfulness practices, offered Alana new tools to handle anxiety. Each morning, she practiced meditation alongside her breathing exercises. These activities filled her with calm energy, helping her stay centered throughout the day. At school, when pressures bubbled up, she could pause and breathe rather than internalize her stress. Alana embraced the moments of quiet with enthusiasm. She felt the urgency of learning these skills, recognizing that progress took consistent effort. Gradually, Alana also began to detox from social media. She realized that she had spent too much time glued to her phone, seeking approval. Instead, she decided to limit her screen time. Every week, she set aside days to unplug from her devices, allowing herself to reconnect with the world around her. During these breaks, she embraced hobbies like painting and reading, which filled her heart with joy. Immersing herself in creative play helped she find her true passions rather than being swayed by comparisons online. Her peers noticed Alana's uplifting changes, too. They often complimented her confidence and genuine smile. On one sunny day, during lunch, her friend Lily said, "You seem so happy lately. What's your secret?" With a warm smile, Alana replied, "I've been working on my feelings and being true to myself. It's been freeing." The acknowledgement and encouragement from her friends felt incredible. It showed Alana how her effort was not only benefiting her but also inspiring others in the process. Throughout this period, Alana also faced moments of self-doubt, but she learned to handle them with grace. When negative thoughts tried to sneak back in, she practiced reframing them. "I am growing, and it's okay to have difficult days," she repeated to herself. Each pause reminded her of the strength she had found within. Alana was learning that emotional stability and self-esteem were journeys that didn't always have clear paths but were, nonetheless, worthy of pursuit. As Alana embraced this new chapter, she felt lighter and more secure. The rush of anxiety that once held her captive began to fade. With each past day, she found herself more willing to embrace life and take on new challenges. Her transformation was not just about healing, it was about blooming into her best self, confident and vibrant. Alana was on her way to carving a future filled with self-love and emotional intelligence, and every small success fueled her forward. As the school year came to an end, Alana stood at a crossroads, looking at the progress she had made. She felt different, reflecting on her journey with gratitude and pride. Over the months, she had grown so much. The shy girl who once feared the world had blossomed into someone with strength and confidence. Now, she embraced a healthier and more authentic life. Alana understood now that psychological wellness was not just a destination but a lifelong journey. She felt secure in herself, knowing that mental health required ongoing care and attention. She continued to practice mindfulness and meditation daily, which helped her stay grounded during tough times. There were still days when worries crept in, but Alana had learned how to meet them. Instead of running away, she confronted her feelings with compassion. "It's okay to have hard days," she reminded herself. Her relationships with friends and family had also transformed. Alana understood the importance of expressing her needs and emotions. When doubts arose, she shared them openly, creating deeper connections with her loved ones. Her friends admired her honesty, and they encouraged one another to grow. The support felt like a warm blanket, wrapping her in love and understanding. One sunny afternoon, Alana and Ella sat together on a park bench, watching the clouds drift above them. "I never knew you could be so brave," Ella said sincerely. "Your change has inspired me to look at my own feelings." Alana felt a wave of happiness at her friend's words. It was a reminder that her journey impacted those around her. It showed Alana that embracing self-love can spark transformation in others. As summer began, Alana decided to reflect on her experiences further in her journal. With pen in hand, she wrote about her understanding of internal validation. She recognized that approval from others was no longer necessary for her happiness. It felt liberating to learn that she was worthy, regardless of outside opinions. Her heart swelled with joy, knowing she was enough just as she was. It felt powerful. Alana also started to participate in community activities more often. She volunteered at local events, sharing her story to help others feel seen. Connecting with people who faced similar challenges made her heart full. Each story shared brought them closer together, creating a safe space for vulnerability. Together, they built a community of understanding. As she approached her next school year, Alana set new goals for herself, staying true to her growth. She wanted to help others navigate their feelings. Maybe she would study psychology or consider working with youth someday. The future felt bright and open, filled with opportunities to learn and connect further. Alana embraced the knowledge that emotional intelligence was a powerful gift. She knew that ups and downs would come, but they would not define her. With every challenge faced, she would lean on her skills and the support of her friends and family. In this moment of peace, she realized she had the tools to carve her path through life. Each step forward reaffirmed that she was in control of her own journey. The transformation of her mindset and emotions was real, and Alana felt empowered. With hope and self-love energy radiating from her being, she was ready to face whatever lay ahead. The realization hit her deep. It was not just about healing, it was about thriving. This new chapter in her life was just beginning, filled with possibilities and an unwavering sense of peace. As summer rolled on, Alana felt a new sense of purpose in her life. She remembered the person she was before, filled with anxiety and doubt, and could hardly recognize that girl now. The path she had taken to reach this point had opened her eyes to possibilities. When she looked in the mirror, she saw someone ready to take charge, and she felt proud. It was time to embrace her transformation fully and act on it. Alana decided to take her emotional knowledge further. She began volunteering at a local community center to help teens struggling with their own feelings. Each engaging session became a chance for her to share the lessons she had learned about emotional well-being. Speaking to these young people, Alana was no longer just a shy girl wanting approval. She now stood confidently, sharing stories of how she learned to confront her fears. Each word she spoke was filled with hope and compassion. It became clear to her that helping others helped her too. Through this journey, Alana also continued to nurture her relationships with her friends and family. She made it a point to spend quality time with those she loved. Whenever one of her friends faced tough decisions, she offered a listening ear, asking questions that guided them to their answers. "How do you feel about this choice?" she would ask gently. This open dialogue created deeper connections. It was fulfilling to have meaningful conversations instead of surface chatter. Alana recognized that building healthy relationships required vulnerability but brought incredible rewards. Alana became dedicated to maintaining balance in her life. She created a daily routine that included time for study, work, and relaxation. Each morning, she woke up feeling refreshed, ready to approach the day. She included mindfulness practices in her routine, ensuring her mind stayed clear and peaceful. Whenever stress entered her day, she would pause, take deep breaths, and ground herself in knowing she had tools to manage her feelings. This ritual was no longer just a practice, it was part of who she had become. Another important aspect of Alana's new life was understanding the value of inner peace over external approval. Instead of measuring her worth by social media likes or comments, she focused on what brought her joy. Painting, writing, and spending time in nature became her priorities. These activities allowed her to express herself without outside pressure. She realized that approval did not define her, self-acceptance did. This shift transformed her view of happiness. Alana began to find pleasure in simple things again, appreciating moments of stillness and beauty around her. Though she embraced this new chapter, Alana knew that mental wellness is ongoing. "I need to stay aware of my feelings," she reminded herself. The tools she learned were powerful but required continuous practice. She continued to attend therapy sessions and adapt them to changes in her life. By facing both challenges and emotions with resilience, she was prepared. "Today, I embrace my journey," she affirmed with every choice she made. Alana felt ready for life's challenges with each step forward. Her transformation inspired not just her but also those around her. This journey taught her that everyone has the power to change and grow, and that compassion, for oneself and others, is a guiding light. As she moved into the future with confidence, Alana embraced each moment with strength and assurance. She was ready for any challenges life might throw her way, knowing she held the keys to her own happiness and success.